Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, who the word he calls God, and Yahweh Shai, who the word he calls Jesus Christ. Brother Judemiah coming with a quick exhortation and verse of the day. Just going into, so like it chiefly just going into different things of the promise, how to attain that, and the steps and the things that the trial and tribulations that you're gonna go through while trying to, obviously we're making our call and election sure, but the things that you're gonna have to go through to prayerfully and hopefully receive the promises, right, in the everlasting life, the kingdom, all the things that the Lord promised to the elect, right? So, this is Hebrews chapter 6 is a very good book. Kind of touch on with this, but nevertheless, I just want to touch on this verse through the Spirit, chiefly about Abraham, but it's used for us because the end all of the verse that I want to touch on is applies to all of us, right? So this is Hebrews chapter 6, and I'm gonna start at 13, but we're gonna go to 15 through the Spirit, right? So this is Salaki, Hebrews chapter, I don't know why my phone keep doing that, Salaki, right? So Hebrews chapter 6 and verse 13 reads, "For when God made promises to Abraham, because he could swear by no greater, he swore by himself," right? Salaki, saying, "Surely blessings I will bless thee, and multiply I will multiply thee," right? This is the point in verse 15. Now we all understand that going back to Genesis and what the Lord promised to Abraham through the Spirit. But I don't know why my phone keep doing that. Salaki, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I keep doing that. Salaki. But nevertheless, continuing on, it says verse 15, "And so after, right, he had patiently endured," right? It's the point that I want to touch on. Patiently endured, right? Because being in this truth is not just all roses and sugar and candy and just positive things. You can go through negative things, trials and tribulations, should I say, right? We all know 1 Peter 1 verse 7 on down about the trying of your faith being more precious than gold, right? So you got to go through trials and tribulations to kind of get refined. What's that? Sirach chapter 2 1 on down as well. Many different precepts that goes into the trials and tribulations that we will have to go through to inherit the kingdom, right? You can't just say you're Israelite and that's it. You ain't doing nothing. You don't go through nothing. You don't face nothing. How the Lord gonna even know that you're worthy of that, man? Right? Right? That's why he put you through these things to ultimately, through the Spirit, try your faith and to refine you, right? So verse 15 again, it says, "And so after he had patiently endured, he obtained the promise." And the same thing with us. All these things that we go through, we in this flesh, in this world, right? Spirit's trying to get us on the left hand side, but we gotta remember us as, I don't know why I am doing that, right? So like it, for the thing keep popping up on the phone, so like it, but yeah, these are the things that we're gonna have to go through in this evil world, man. Right? We work around people, we dealing with whether you own your business, or whatever there may be. You still around people who's in the world and who's necessarily may not be in the truth or know they're Israelite or know what their nationality. These different things, according to the Bible, but nevertheless, those are different trials and tribulations that you're gonna have to deal with. Lust, it could be anything, man. Right? Anger. Everybody gonna have a different demon or spirit that they're gonna battle, but the end all be on is that you had patiently endured it, and Salaki, and he Salaki patiently endured to receive that promise, man. That's what it's all about, man. All right, I know I paraphrase First Peter, all right, chapter 1, and Salaki, verse 1 and verse. I'm gonna start at verse number 6, right? I'll not paraphrase this, but I wanted to get it. So this is First Peter. So this is First Peter 1 and verse 6, "Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manyfold temptations." And that's all of us. We all gonna have manyfold temptations and different things that we're gonna be battling with in this flesh, man. And no man can say they didn't, right? Salaki, I don't know what's going on, but see that Satan taking over first. He kind of trying to take control of the video, man. Keep having the dang thing pop up on my screen, not sneezing, Salakia, but you know, nevertheless, we're gonna go through manyfold temptations, right? Whether it be whatever it may be on a high level or a low level, we all got something that we're gonna have to battle with, right? Even through the spirit, Paul, he had a thorn in his flesh, right? But nevertheless, verse 7 is the point as well, that the trial of your faith being much more precious than of gold that perish, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Mashiach Yahushua. All right, so yeah, so like it just says, that trying of our faith, right, it's gonna be it's tried with fire, man. Right, and we know fire burns and it's thing. Hey, no one just want to go and walk through fire, man. It's not forget the superhero name where he said flame on, man. Right? Even though we gotta wear that spiritually, right? But not physically. But nevertheless, hey, we're gonna have to go through that trial and tribulation, right? So, not to be long winded, supposed to be a verse of the day, but just trying to keep us in remembrance of we're gonna have to go through trial and tribulations, and it's truth because of the fact that that's part of enduring the temptations and trying to get that ultimate end all be all, which is the kingdom, right? The promises, right? That's predestined for for certain men. Let's get that in Hebrews, right? Because certain men are already, Salakia, certain men are already ordained to kind of get that promise, though we may not know who, who it is directly. That's how if the Lord told brothers or sisters that they was the elect, who knows how lazy a brother may be or a sister. They may, it could corrupt them, man. I'll just say it like that. So that's why by us not knowing, we got to go that much harder, whether it's, more reading, studying, fasting, alms, charity. It's many different ways how you can make your calling and election sure. It's many different offices. It's not just teaching. It's not just, hey, it's many different offices. Hey, children ain't going out there and teaching, right? But they may be the elect. Hey, women ain't, Lord willing. But, teaching the households and building up. So it's many different levels to it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Right, so I'm gonna get this as well in Romans chapter 8 and verse number 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to His purpose, for whom He did foreknow. He also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of His Son, that He might be the firstborn among many brethren. Verse 30 is the point. Moreover, whom He did predestinate, them He also called, and whom He called, them He also justified, and whom He justified, them He also glorified. Right? But nevertheless, we don't know who is already predestinated to, to be chosen to have that. Right? So that's why we got to go hard now, so that we can hopefully obtain that, man. Lord willing, all brothers and sisters and children, man. We don't want to look at this life we in now, man. Gotta work for somebody, gotta spend all the time away from your family, and damn, spirits plaguing you, and it's just a lot, man. Right? So the whole point of this was so like it the whole point of this video was just to just to encourage Israel to continue in the faith, man. Right? Continue in those trials and tribulations that we go through, because you're not alone. Everybody go through something, whether it's a small level, a low level, high level, whatever. At the end all, be all, we all gonna go through something, right? So, and it's all up to you, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, how much we get and how much we can handle, because everybody got a different spirit and level that they can go through before they, just at the end all, be all, man. So, I'm gonna get one more verse in 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 10. Right, and all be all right. So let me get this. Salakia. 2 Peter chapter 1 and Salakia. So this is 1 Peter 1 and verse 10. It says, uh, Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. So that's the whole point of all of this. We want to make sure that we're giving all diligence to make our calling and election sure. For if you do these things,